Hello my friends and welcome back to Innisphere Wars. It is COD versus Fallonar. This is the third part of the three-part series which you have waited a little while for. And I haven't actually watched the beginning, I've just skipped forward until first contact. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. There's like a catapult, a trebuchet. I think this is a dragon. We'll get into the details of the match, but this is first contact, so I've just skipped the early maneuvering. Let the game begin! So obviously everyone's familiar with Fallonar and COD, two very good players. This is the third part, so there's a great deal on the line Innisphere Wars wise. And this is a high BV battle, so they should both have some pretty strong mechs, some pretty high tonnage kit.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, so we've got a Grasshopper, a Catapult. Grasshopper is just a fantastic mech.
Uh-huh.
One of the best in the game, if not the best.
Gotta lock.
Okay, Thunderbolt for a COD. Fallonar makes the lock. I'm not quite sure which units he's moved, but if he's sensible, his last unit will be his LRM boat, so I presume that will be the next thing.
It got a sensor lock on me.
Alright, counter lock from COD.
Standing by.
Catapult C1. I actually like the C1 because 4 medium lasers gives it some great
Affirmative.
backup capability when the missiles run out. A lot of LRM boats have the problem that
Confirmed.
once the missiles are gone, that's it, they're done. Alright, not bad. The music has changed. The first hit has happened. Well, so far it's definitely hard to say or determine if anyone is in a particularly better position or situation right now. Ouch! That definitely hurt. That was a big hit. I think I like COD's position a little bit more, since he seems to be going last, and he also has a higher ground. Although he seems to only have 3 units, which is weird.
Yep.
I'm not sure the Grasshopper is a unit that you play in retreat, as it were. Same with the Dragon.
I'm there.
Although the Dragon, you could consider the Dragon a long-range mech. The AC5 is long-range. LRMs are long-range, obviously. Medium lasers are medium-range, so it's more of a long-range mech than anything. But it needs line of sight. But the Grasshopper is like all medium lasers, more or less, so...
Standing by. What do you need? Commander?
Got a trebuchet here.
Yes, Commander.
So a lot of LRM support here. 3 long-range units and a Grasshopper. So I guess Fallenar's plan is to keep his distance, using the Grasshopper as the front line. And then just dump LRMs on top of COD's units. Okay, he's backing away. Not sure how I feel about that. But I don't know what COD has, so But Fallonar has a lot of long-range support, so you would think that what he'd want to do is lock something and then constantly just dump missiles on it. Well, so far, Fallonar has taken the slightly worse end of the initial exchange. But neither is particularly badly damaged, so... Alright, here we go again. If COD truly only has 3 units, he's always going to win the initiative war anyway. He's looking at his lock range.
On it. Sensors locked on.
It's a grasshopper. You don't want to let that get close. Generally speaking, you don't want to let that get close.
Commander?
That's not bad, you know.
We'll go.
If he stays out of range of... because obviously COD has got some sort of missile boat.
Engaging target.
But if he stays out of range of it, so that units on top of that hill can't quite reach, then that's actually pretty good. Using breaching shots here, because a breaching shot against 40% damage mitigation is about as good as, you know, a full volley. And it saves on missiles. It's not a huge amount of damage, but you know, 54 damage is 54 damage at the end of the day. It adds up. Alright, what is that? 30 tons.
They got a sensor lock on me.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Commander.
Because the damage mitigation's still up.
Got it.
But you know what? That still hurts a lot. But that's a lot of heat. And this is a lunar environment, so you ain't getting that heat bar back very easily.
Standing by.
That is... This dragon is too close. As in, it could be LRM counter-batteried here. I guess it's not the biggest deal, though.
I've got a sensor lock.
Alright, it's a javelin. The ironically named fire javelin, which is actually the one with heavy armor, as opposed to the non-fire javelin, which is actually the one with heavy weapons. with twin SRM6s. Don't ask. I didn't make up the names. Everything to play for still at the moment. I'm starting to like Falonar's position more, as long as he keeps playing at arm's length. Alright, it's not too bad. It was a clean shot, but it wasn't huge damage. 36 damage. Over 50% of the missiles missed. And it's because of the clever positioning. Obviously on the hill is too far away, so he's been brought low. Oh, here comes the hill shot. This should... Oh, damn. Oof.
Damn it! Weapon system down.
God damn, that should have been out of optimal range, and yet it still landed every shot.
Standing by. Standing by.
Well, that was absolutely brutal. And now he's lost a missile can. And system.
Got a lock.
Well, now we know he's definitely got 4 mechs. But the catapult is out of sensor range. The other thing is the C4 has got a lot of missiles. So it may not have any medium lasers to defend itself once its missiles are empty, but it's got 4 cans, I believe, so... Unlike a lot of LRM boats, it's got a lot of sustain. Kind of obvious that COD would move the fire javelin after it had been sensor locked several times. It is kind of obvious that he would do that. Okay. Indecision going on. On COD's side.
Aye, aye.
You know, a walk forward and a shot might not necessarily be so bad.
Awaiting orders. Waiting for orders.
He does need to cool this down, so a move and a sensor lock might be fine as a cooldown turn.
Right, Commander. Got a lock.
Grasshopper has some pretty decent heat sinking. Like, it's not nothing. Now I presume that he's going to follow up with the catapult on the javelin, and he might get good damage, because from this high ground, so where this sort of half collapsed landing pad is up there, that's actually a pretty high height differential against that javelin. If he lobs a load of missiles from up there down onto the javelin, he might get some serious hurt on it. Okay, that's fine. Now, it is the javelin that's got heavy armor, so
Commander?
it's not going to fall apart or anything, but it's worth a bash.
Move order confirmed.
Alright, that is exactly what he was going to do.
Target confirmed.
Nice. Well, actually, it's okay. It's okay. Any damage, any sort of reasonable damage against a light mech is okay, but I was hoping for a little bit more there. He hasn't got the C4, he's got the C1. Don't say anything though. I hope Fallonar has quit telling his enemies what they want to know. Seriously. Alright. That grasshopper is actually in a weak position. I wonder what he's going to go for. I guess I would go for the grasshopper, personally. No, he went for the dragon. I don't know, with 40% damage mitigation,
hit, Commander.
even though the dragon was a stationary target, I feel like I would have personally gone for the... I would have gone for the grasshopper, because it's just a much more dangerous unit. Nice hit, actually. Not a bad hit. Yeah,
Yes, Commander.
Excellent, he reserved. Now the grasshopper can follow up. Oh, DFA? That's quite extreme. Might work, though.
Standing by.
Either way, I would dump a load into the grasshopper while continuing to reverse. I don't know if I want to go forward, personally. Because, you know, you're opening yourself up to a counterattack.
Commander?
Fall back.
Aye, aye.
Deliver missiles, but run away. That's it. I reckon that's a good move, actually, personally.
Moving out.
Keep backing away. If you can get rid of the grasshopper, it would be a huge win. Oh, that is a really nasty hit. You want to go for these big, powerful laser boats first, because they can just keep firing and firing and firing and firing. They never run out of ammo. They're very deadly.
Good to go.
See, now he can just...
Waiting for orders.
Fallonar could just sprint backwards, and that's what I think he should do,
Commander?
is sprint away.
Good to go.
So he's out of range of a response.
Waiting for orders.
I wouldn't bother trying to follow up here. I would actually sprint away and try and avoid a response.
Commander?
Because obviously the C4 is going to respond in kind. I'm not 100% sure I like this move. Oh, I like it even less now. That was horrible. A vast amount of heat wasted, and the grasshopper potentially placed in a compromising position. I like the idea of backing away, backing away. Plus there's high ground behind Falonar's position, so he could then obtain a high ground position. You know, COD's units are very spread out, and that is very useful for getting good angles of attack. But it also potentially means that someone who is backpedaling could isolate units or create situations where certain units can't actually respond. Now the catapult definitely has a shot on the grasshopper. So I presume that what COD will want to do is try and strip the grasshopper as much as possible.
on me.
And then dump missiles on it. Unless Fallonar offers an even easier target, which he could do with this dragon.
Got a lock.
There it is, Apex C4. Kind of obvious, like really obvious that if he moved a unit forward, COD would focus it. And because COD reserved, Fallonar should have taken advantage of him reserving by actually moving all of his units back after he'd done his damage, and then COD would have been forced to waste turns. But instead, a target has been offered, so now he's going to take it. And Apex and the catapult will probably get a good shot. Plus, he's actually close enough for this catapult to go back onto this hill. Oof. That could have been worse than it was, but it was still bad.
I'm here.
It could have been worse, but it was still
Awaiting
bad.
orders.
Yep, might as well. Running too hot to do anything else. Either sprint or jump is fine. Jump will obviously allow you to get rid of the stab damage by bracing. But it will slow down your heat recovery. But Grasshopper heat recovery is pretty good, so...
Sensors locked on.
Oh, neither. He's gone for a lock.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, he's just going to brace it so it can take less damage.
Standing by.
I'm not sure you really want to take the low ground either.
Waiting for orders.
You know, that is an optimal shot, but the dragon would be badly exposed.
Commander. Standing by. Aye, aye.
Feel like Falonar's working himself into a ditch here.
Okay, I'm on it.
Actually a pretty good hit, but obviously there's 40% mitigation there. COD's very good at working out which mech the enemy is going to go for and then raising its defenses to increase its EHP.
Standing by. Commander?
I actually think it's an alright move to sprint away.
10-4.
Why not? It's quite a snipey battle, this.
They got a lock on me. Aye, aye.
That trench bucket is pretty poorly angled right now.
Copy that.
Nice hit. Good use of breaching shot there. You know, I kind of wish this game had like a versus HP bar, so you could see how many hit points each side has got. It'd be kind of cool. Both sides are chipping away at each other, but I just feel like COD is definitely getting the better end.
Oh, they don't like me at all. I'm here. Standing by. Awaiting orders. Position confirmed.
And that C4 has just been sat on that hill, getting work done. If the Grasshopper goes down though, if COD loses his Grasshopper, it's going to be huge because the C4 may have a lot of missiles, but they still run out. A battle can inevitably degenerate into the Grasshoppers being the most critical mech. Although the C1 obviously has got quad lasers, so it's got some stopping power. I think the C4 has like a small laser, that is it.
Commander? Waiting for orders.
Yup, so you see COD here has decided that the Grasshopper is the target, so he is defending it as much as possible.
Rolling.
Sat here in the radiation.
I've got a sensor lock.
Is it radiation or geothermal? See, the funny part is if COD loses the Grasshopper and the Thunderbolt, he may find himself in a position where the catapult runs out of missiles and then he's in real trouble. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like just jump away and sensor lock. Oh, unless he's going for a counter missile.
I've got a sensor lock.
Fire javelin. It's certainly a good target. I wouldn't go for the catapult, I'd wait for it to run out of ammo. Still got 4 evasion tokens though.
Yes, Commander.
It's not the greatest shot. That's a clean shot. I think that's going to lead to counterfire from the catapult though.
Confirmed.
%. It's pretty good.
Acknowledged. Multiple targets.
Nice hit. 45 against a light is not bad either. Oh, that was almost every hit. Beautiful shot. Height bonuses are so nuts. Well, this two players are putting on a really good performance here. Just chipping away at each other wherever they can.
Waiting for the right move.
I wouldn't say there's been any huge mistakes yet. Apart from the trebuchet taking a massive volley early on. Oh, really?
I'm here.
Commander?
He totally could.
I'm there. Got a lock.
All right. So four cans of LRMs. It's 480 missiles. It's 1,920 potential damage. However, mitigated, it's about half that, about 1,000 damage.
Awaiting orders. Aye, aye.
So, you know, as you can imagine, you can realistically tank 1,000 damage across your lance. And ammunition kill, deplete, disable the catapult. While simply worrying about, you know, the targets that are that have sustain. The same cannot be said for Fallonar's catapult, because obviously it's got 4 medium lasers, so can't really run it out. Can run the missile launchers out, of course, but 100 damage is still nasty. Alright, here comes the Thunderbolt. And he's really vulnerable.
Standing by.
Okay, he decided to defend it. I wouldn't go forward, though.
Engaging jump jet.
Huh, interesting. I mean, you have breaching shot and multi-shot. You could have fired at both, potentially. I don't like the catapult down there in that position, as it creates a height bonus for
They've got a sensor lock on me.
COD's units. They are not close enough for a rear shot. Oh, this is one of my maneuvers. To sprint at the enemy and then jump behind them. I'd be impressed if you do that, Fallonar. It takes balls. It takes balls to do this. Oh, he's doing it. It's the There Are 4 Lights campaign special. Oh, it's not a bad hit.
I'm here.
Shoot the either the grasshopper or the thunder in the back. I don't really see the point in shooting the catapult. When the ammo runs out, it will disable itself. And while it has a lot of ammo, there are 3 more important targets to get rid of. Plus, you're never going to actually kill it. You're never going to do any real damage. You're not going to do any weapon disabling damage or anything, because you'll just back it away. The fire support mech has just got to be ignored, because there's nothing you can do about it.
Commander?
Sadly, no vigilance. But that doesn't make this maneuver any less dangerous. I don't know, do you want to stand on the instability rocks? That's a side shot. It's definitely a side shot. Other way. No? Okay. Brace, maybe?
Affirmative.
No, he's going for it. He's going for the catapult. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. If I'm COD, I just sprint the catapult away, clean up the grasshopper, and then bring it back. In fact, he might even have a shot from there. Ouch.
Not good! Not good!
Yes, Commander.
Waiting for orders.
Ah, maybe he's hoping to get them in a vice.
Awaiting orders.
He might have a back shot with this catapult if he goes the other way.
Lifting off.
But he's not going the other way.
Confirmed.
I mean, it's not a bad move. Oof. I just don't really get going for the catapult. Yeah, see if the catapult had moved up north. Might have been able to create a surround here.
Commander? Rolling.
As it stands, I think the grasshopper is going to get picked off without much difficulty. You might as well shoot at the... Oh, okay. Yeah, huh. Not sure about that one. I was going to say you might as well shoot at the thunderbolt because it's just stood there. Well, both grasshoppers are in trouble, but Fallonar is in much more trouble. Oof.
Hey! Knock it off!
And he's just going to back away now. Back away until the grasshopper is dead, and then re-engage. Yeah, it just feels like damage against the catapult is wasted damage because you're not going to disable it. A good player will just move it off. Well, interestingly, the Thunderbolt is in a real
I'm losing weapon system.
is in big trouble now.
Standing by.
I wouldn't shoot at the front of the Thunderbolt, actually. I would just
Acknowledged.
reserve and make the Grasshopper.
Attacking from position.
Do some work. "100% Fury could precision strike the Thunderbolt in the back." As long as this Grasshopper doesn't lose any weapons, like right now. Oh! Cooled shot. Good idea.
Can't take many more hits like that.
That was very
Aye, aye.
clever. The cooled
I'm
shot
here.
has pushed the Grasshopper back down the turn order. So now the Grasshopper cannot get its go before the Thunderbolt.
Commander?
I'm not sure I'd jump here. What's the point? Why have a higher defense? It's obvious that all COD's shots are going to go for the Grasshopper. Ooh, that's a lovely hit though.
Scored a critical hit.
He used his precision strike for that. I thought he was going to use his precision strike for going after the Thunderbolt in the back if he could get it. Wow, this is turning into a real mess. A glorious mess. Ooh. That hurt.
I'm hit. Got a weapon out. Yes, Commander.
Alright, well that just leaves the autocannon, doesn't it?
Holding for tactical advantage.
Well, it's obvious what COD must do. He must go for the Grasshopper, and he must disable its weapons, or as many as possible. Oh, he nearly killed it.
I'm losing weapon systems. I took
Oof.
some shrapnel. Commander?
So much pain. No! No! Well, yeah, actually that'd be alright, but I would have gone for the Thunderbolt. Oh, it's one miss. That's a shame.
Oh, boy. Ow, ow, ow. I'm gonna need a medic.
Well, if he has any missiles left to push it over, he can knock the the Grasshopper into the wrong phase. Really focus fire it. No, it's too late. Waddle brace.
Reading you.
I mean, you might as well just shoot it with the AC5, right? Go for a rear melee. But I think dragon melee damage is not bad, actually. COD's just gonna play his hill now. And he's probably still got about a quarter to a third of his missiles left in his catapult. Why one? Because that mech is like on fire. Because that mech is like overheating like crazy. I would shut down otherwise, yeah. That's the catapult. That seemed a bit unnecessary for 5 damage. Probably could have used those small lasers.
Yes, Commander.
I'm here.
That's the only melee attack. Eh.
Standing by.
Aye, aye.
Punch him. Might as well punch him in the front.
Commander.
Because you've got nothing else to follow up. Unless that AC5 somehow magically detonates the CT ammo.
Move order received. Firing on rear arc.
Ah, it's not going to anyway. Even if it hits 55 armor. That dragon is really vulnerable now. I think the punch would have left it a lot less vulnerable, and maybe it could have tried to get through the front rather than the rear of the Thunderbolt, which I know is harder, but it's already taken a lot of damage on the front. Well, not a lot of damage, but some damage. Ooh.
I'm taking internal damage.
Aye, aye.
That's actually a good shot on the grasshopper. I'm not sure I want to jump for it though. Running too hot. Nice.
Target's taken a critical hit. My heat sinks can't vent fast enough. I'm taking damage.
Okay. The vacuum is taking its toll on these dudes. This Thunderbolt is like, I'm shocked at how well it's doing. Or, you know, that's what I would have focused fired down, I think, potentially.
Aye, aye. Roger.
Interesting positioning here.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
Alright, I mean, it's a good hit. Fallonar gets the Grasshopper, that's pretty important for the Unisphere Wars side of things. That's a very powerful unit. Wow. It's so hot that,
I'm here.
it's so hot that it burned even though it didn't do anything.
Target lock on enemy 6.
Ah, it's a terrible shot. Ooh! However, the rear CT is open. There is a lot of ammunition in there. If the catapult gets a shot, it could be game over for the Thunderbolt. And then this game could potentially be anybody's. Because the Grasshopper is nearly dead. Ouch. Oh, I think that's the end.
Awaiting orders.
This catapult could sprint forward and try and get a shot next time. Then again, there is the saying that, you know, if you chase too hard, if you chase two hares, you get neither.
Firing on target.
May want to focus on killing the Grasshopper. I think COD is hoping to disengage here to cool down, knowing that he's done way more damage.
Standing by.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure this is a shot that really achieves anything now. It's funny because if it had gone with the dragon, punching the Thunderbolt in the face, it's 90 damage. So it could potentially decapitate, but 90 damage in CT, which would be the most likely result.
Aye aye.
RT or right CT and left CT hits in any of those locations would have caused some severe vulnerability in the Thunderbolt, and also protected the dragon from being shot. But that's not what happened, so. Sometimes there's no point in suddenly going for the rear if you're already shooting at the front. If you've already worn away half of, you know, or a quarter of someone's front armor, it may not necessarily make sense to go for the back armor. On some mech designs, the back armor is 50% of the front. And that's still a lot of armor. Obviously, you know, some designs it's a third. Hunchback, it's almost nothing. So it's always worth going for the rear. But yeah, you know, I've seen people at times who have opened up the entire front of an enemy mech, and then it's like, oh, I've got a rear shot, and they take the rear shot, and it's like, well, hang on, The rear armor is still full. Why even bother going for it? What is going on here? Cod is about to lose his turn. And in fact he has. I'm pretty sure he lost a turn there. Not that I think it really matters.
Barely hit.
Excuse me. I mean, it's just cleanup for COD here. Should be.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
This lunar environment really doesn't favor the C1 over the C4, to be fair. Because the C1, obviously, medium lasers, lots of heat. C4, lots of extra missiles. They run out of... they run out a lot more slowly, and they generate a lot less heat.
They're blowing through my armor.
Ow! That's crazy.
Aye, aye.
Why did he do that?
Confirmed.
I don't know if I don't know if the catapult can jump behind the thunderbolt, but if it can, he might be able to detonate the ammo now quite easily.
Standing by.
Oh, he has. He's got a rear arc, and he'd be a fool not to take it. Even if he has to shut down for it. It's a kill that he could really do with. Do it! Do it! Full power. Shut down.
Roger that.
Death Star him. Right in the ass. No! No! Full power!
Rear armor it is.
Oh, why? You should have gone
No
full
long-range
power.
missiles remaining. The heat is frying my internals.
You're gonna lose anyway. You might as well. Oh.
That shot went internal.
Battle mech power-up detected.
You can try again, but you will not get the precision strike. Plus, you know, there's nothing... You can shut down to deliberately throw your heat away. It can work out. Ooh, painful.
Crap. Got a weapon system down.
But that's just a LRM launcher. He's out of ammo anyway. It doesn't really matter. Wow, this environment is not good for the C1.
I'm here.
Because it's, you know, heat penalties galore. You want to aim for the grasshopper with that.
Acknowledge.
Yep. If he plays his cards right here, he could get the Thunderbolt. And maybe also get the grasshopper. But it's going to be tough. Gonk. That's gonna be a knockdown.
I'm taking internal damage. I'm wounded.
You should have fired all your weapons and shut down. You're gonna take full damage hits anyway. Just to kill the Thunderbolt. Just to 100% make it dead. Although it wouldn't have been 100%, but I think you probably would have gotten it. I mean, he can go for the other missile pod. It's actually pointless. The missiles are spent anyway,
I lost a weapon.
so it really doesn't matter. Okay.
That really hurt. I'm
Okay.
losing weapon systems.
He's lost a jump jet. He might not be able to get behind it now. Ouch.
Standing by.
Well, so in the end he didn't get anything. And COD will force him to go first.
Aye, aye.
If you're gonna run forward and jump behind the enemy, aim for the back. And if you have a shot to aim at the back, even if you're gonna overheat or shut down, fire everything. Because at the end of the day, if you're in a losing fight, you want to get kills. Man, I'm shocked that the C4 is still firing. It seems like its LRM pockets are very deep. Four cans is a lot. Okay. I mean, personally, I would think at this point that Fallonar should just
On my way.
eject. Because he's not going to get anything. That's pretty much guaranteed.
Long-range missiles are out.
Okay.
I've been sensor locked.
Very cautious play, but really not necessary. I mean, this trebuchet has had half its weapons missing since almost the beginning of the game. Makes you wonder what the catapult's doing. Maybe it's finally out of missiles, but the battle has already been lost. No, it's still got some left.
Reporting internal damage.
This is the end. Should be the end. Alright, GG.
All units.
Wow, that was a bit of a that was a bit of a harsh one. It just shows how good COD is. Fallonar needed to. There were certain points where I was suggesting that Fallonar full back, so he got some damage in, and COD reserved, and he had the opportunity to just backpedal away, and then force COD to waste a load of turns. So when you reserve, you're banking on being able to use all 4 of your turns to focus fire one mech and do tons of damage to it. That's why you reserve, typically. But if the person who's not reserving, if they've got a lot of long-range weapons, they could potentially do a load of damage to you from a great distance and then just back away a little bit. And by backing away, they create a situation where if, like COD, you've got your units all spread out, some of your units will just simply not be in range to do anything. Maybe sensor lock at most. So you can potentially create a situation where someone has got 4 turns, and that's great, but has only got maybe 1 mech in actual weapons range. And that's what Fallonar needed to do at times, but he didn't. Instead, using his last or second to last mech, he jumped forward to attack, and therefore gave COD exactly what he wanted, which is 1 mech that's in range of all 4 of his, so he could then focus on it. But this was a very high level game, and I think mistakes were minor and complicated, not like big massive mistakes like we're used to. So that was a very good game, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.